Right now, a year is passing through you. It is moving a little faster than the one before it, and next year it will move faster still, because the speed of time is not fixed. It is quietly accelerating inside you as you read this sentence. You can feel it, can't you? That sense that the months have started to blur, that summer ends before you've unpacked it, that you looked up for a moment and a whole decade was simply gone. You are not imagining this. There is a reason the years keep speeding up, and it has almost nothing to do with your memory, your calendar, or how busy your life has become. The reason is math. Hold on to that word. Somewhere inside your age, there is a single number that sets the speed of your entire life. Most people cross it without ever feeling it happen. We will come back to it, but not yet. Let's start where you actually are, today. Think about the last year of your life. For most adults, a year is a strange, slippery thing. You can remember maybe a handful of days from it clearly. A trip, a loss, a first time. The rest has melted into a smooth gray hum of Tuesdays. The year felt short not because nothing happened, but because so little of it was new. Your brain, it turns out, does not measure time the way a clock does. It measures time by how much it had to pay attention. Now take one step back. Picture yourself 10 years younger. That version of you was slower to the world. More things surprised you. There were still first apartments, first jobs, first faces you hadn't learned yet. And because those things were new, your brain filed them in high detail, stamped with time and place. When you look back on that decade, it feels longer, fuller. It has more edges to hold. Why would a year of novelty feel longer than a year of routine when both are exactly 365 days? A man named William James asked almost exactly that question in 1890. In his book, The Principles of Psychology, he wrote that in youth we may have an almost endless number of novel experiences, and that as we grow older, the days and weeks smooth themselves out, and the years grow hollow and collapse. His word was collapse. He noticed more than a century ago that a life crowded with first times feels vast, and a life of repetition feels like it is falling in on itself. But he was describing the feeling. He hadn't yet found the machine underneath it. Take another step back. You are 20 now. At 20, a single year is enormous. Think of everything a person becomes between 20 and 21. And here's the strange part, the part almost no one stops to notice. That year truly is bigger to you than a year at 40 will be. Not just because it is more exciting, because of a fraction. Keep stepping back. You are 10 years old. A summer at 10 does not end. It stretches out like an open field. The school year is an age unto itself. A car ride feels like crossing a country. Adults around you keep saying the years fly by, and you have no idea what they mean, because for you, a year is forever. You were right. It was. And now go all the way back. You are very small. 2, maybe 3, the oldest thing you can almost remember. At this age, time is not a line at all. It is an ocean you are simply floating in. There is no next week, no last year, only an enormous now. A single afternoon can hold what feels like a lifetime, because for you it very nearly is one. And this is where the whole strange truth finally shows itself. Here is the number. When you are 1 year old, a single year is 100% of your life. Everything you have ever experienced, all of it, fits inside that one span. When you turn 2, a year is now 1/2 of everything. At 10, 1 year is only 1/10 of your life. At 50, a year is 1/50th. The same 365 days, but each new year is a thinner and thinner slice of the whole you are measuring it against. This is called proportional theory, and it was first written down in 1897 by a French philosopher named Paul Janet. His idea was simple and a little devastating. We do not judge a length of time against a clock. We judge it against the total time we have already lived. So the older you get, the more life you are dividing each new year into, and the smaller each year has to feel. To a 5-year-old, 1 year is 1/5 of everything they know. To their parent at 40, the very same year is 1/40th. The parent is not confused, and the child is not confused. They are living inside 2 completely different speeds of time. That is the number hidden in your age. It's a fraction, and its top stays at 1 while its bottom keeps growing. You have been crossing it your whole life without a sound. Sit with what that means for a second. It means the true midpoint of your felt life, the moment when it feels like half your existence has already gone by, does not land at 40 or 50. By this math, it arrives shockingly early, somewhere in your youth, long before you'd ever believe it. Half of your remembered life by feel may already be behind you before you finish your 20s. Most people hear that and go very quiet. But a fraction can't be the whole story, can it? A number on its own doesn't explain why a boring week drags while a boring year vanishes. Something must be happening in the body, too. And it is. In 2019, a physicist at Duke University named Adrian Bejan proposed a second engine hiding under the first. Bejan studies flow, how rivers and blood and heat all move, and he turned that same lens on the mind. He argued that what we call time is really the rate at which our brains take in fresh mental images. When you are young, your nervous system is fast, your eyes flick and refocus constantly, your neural pathways are short and new, and you capture a dense, rapid stream of pictures of the world, many images per second, a packed reel. As you age, that machinery slows. The signals travel farther across a larger, more tangled brain. Your eyes move less, you take in fewer new frames in the same amount of clock time. And here's the twist. Since you measure the passing of time by how many mental images go by, fewer images means time feels like it is racing past you. The clock hasn't changed. Your frame rate has dropped. An old day and a young day are the same length, but the young brain fit far more life inside it. So there are two forces, and they push in the same direction. The fraction shrinks every year you live, and the frame rate slows every year you age. Youth is long because a year is a huge slice of your life, and your brain is filming it in rich, fast detail. Age feels quick because each year is a sliver, and you are filming it in fewer and fewer frames. Which raises the only question that actually matters. If time speeds up because of novelty and fractions and frame rates, can you slow it back down? You can, and people who study this have watched it happen. The writer Claudia Hammond calls it the holiday paradox. A week somewhere brand new feels long while you are living it, then feels enormous in memory because it was crammed with things your brain had never filed before. The neuroscientist David Eagleman has shown something related in the lab. When people are dropped into a genuinely novel, frightening situation, they consistently believe it lasted longer than it did because a brain flooded with new information lays down a denser memory, and a denser memory reads, in hindsight, as more time. Novelty is the only lever you have. New places, new skills, new faces, first times, deliberately manufactured when your life has stopped handing them to you for free. That is the whole quiet machine, a fraction that thins with every birthday, a brain that films the world in fewer frames each year, and a simple, unfair rule underneath both. Your life feels fast in exact proportion to how little of it is new. So step back in today, into the present moment where all of this began. The year moving through you right now is a thinner slice than any year before it, and your brain is capturing it in fewer frames than it ever has. Left alone, it will simply blur, the way last year did and the year before that. But you know the rule now. You know that time is not something that happens to you. It's something your attention builds, frame by frame, out of what is new. So the next time a year vanishes and you wonder where it went, you'll know exactly where. It went into the smooth gray hum of the things you already knew. And you'll know the only way to make the next one feel long again is to go and stand, on purpose, in front of something you have never seen before. Do that and the year will slow. Not on the clock, but everywhere it actually counts.